Blocks magazine has a bunch of Harry Potter figures on the front. Let's open it up and check it out. So there is so much cool stuff in this month's edition of Blocks magazine. There's no way I can talk about all of it, so I'm just going to kind of cruise through and highlight some of my favorite things in this issue. We've got some information here about the LEGO Ideas pop-up book by Jason Elliman and Grant Davis. I had a lot of fun talking to those guys here in Oregon recently about this build. Super awesome. It's over on my shelf, one of my new favorites. We're moving on. We got the new Vestas here. I know a lot of people are really excited about that. New Lego store in Milton Keynes. The Blocks guys went over there and checked that out. Man, look, I'm still gonna want to talk about something on every page. Some Lego Spider-Man, some new stuff here. I think probably to go along with the Spider-Verse movie. A little bit about lighting. I have a hard time talking about this. I want to be a purist when it comes to my MOCS, and I have not been able to bring myself to buy any of the what I'm sure are awesome lighting kits out there. I have tried to do some of my own lighting with like Arduino and LEDs and stuff, and I have a lot of fun doing that stuff. But if you're interested in buying lighting kits, please check this out. We're diving into the Lego Life articles here. This Lego Life articles from our Blocks contributors. We're celebrating the 50th issue of Blocks magazine with an article from Graham here. We've got Daniel talking about just like the crazy amount of fandoms that are represented by Lego and sort of speculating about like what could be represented and really who can be represented and what loves do people have that can be represented in Lego bricks. Really cool build here. We've got a top 10 Lego Ideas sets. I absolutely love Lego Ideas. I think, you know, if you can call it a theme, it is definitely my favorite. I have just recently decided that I'm going to aspire to own all of the Lego Ideas sets. I've got to catch up because, of course, they keep coming out. I think I have 7 of these top 10 plus several that are not on the top 10 list. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. You know, Voltron, one of my favorite sets of all time. Love Ship in a Bottle by my buddy Jake Sadovich. Just some really cool stuff going on here. Okay, we're moving on. Top 40 Lego minifigures. This is a really cool article because I think it probably has at least a little something for everyone. I'm going to cruise through and talk about the ones that really stick out to me. The original Blacktron figure, one of my favorite figures from childhood. We've got Ice Planet 2002 here. Again, another huge part of my childhood. We're cruising through. I remember when this King came out and this like gold-plated helmet, not helmet, but like crown helmet thing came out, and it was like mind-blowing. I don't know that was like the first sort of like plated like reflective element or not, but it's the first one I remember, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I've got to have that. I wasn't even into castle stuff, but I bought like the little, you know, $3.99 box that just had like this king on his horse. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, of course, gotta love Batman. I love Disney, so I got Mickey in there. But one of my all-time favorite figures, he was my all-time favorite figure for most of my life until Collectible Minifigures 17 released the Retro Spaceman, and that guy kind of crept in to edge out Captain Redbeard as my favorite. But, you know, I absolutely love this guy. I still have mine from childhood, and he will always be very close to my heart. Of course, we got Vader in there. Probably one of the most popular characters of all time. And then we've got the Firefighter from 1978. Really cool. Cool stuff. Alright, we got a lot here in the reviews about recent Harry Potter stuff. We got the Hogwarts Castle, some really nice photographs, a bunch of the other small sets. If you want to take a look at these reviews, if you need to know if you need these sets in your collection, have a look at Blocks magazine. Look, they're all here. This is really great stuff, as well as a 2-page spread looking at just the collectible minifigure series for Harry Potter. This is good stuff. Megan Cruikshank came over to my studio and we got to look at all of these a little bit earlier this year. Really incredible minifigure collection. Okay, here's an article, Making Lego Magical Again. This is an interview with the set designer of, you know, some of the new Harry Potter stuff. Just the review chart that we see in every month. Moving on. Back issues. I don't usually stop and talk about this, but it's come to my attention that almost every month there's image of the animated series Batmobile that they showed sometime last year. I've got it somewhere sitting around here. I want to build this thing, and I haven't built it yet. And it kind of kills me just a little bit every month when I see it in the back issues page. And I definitely want to try to do that soon. Let's cruise through. Hey, Beyond the Brick. Look at that. Cruising right along. Here we go. Let's see. All right, our Lego family tree this month is Action and Adventure. We've got Fort Legoredo back there, and so I'm sure, you know, my buddies Brett Hooper, Joshua Hanlon, and even Kevin Hinkle. I think this article would probably hit home with them, although I was a little bit surprised to not see that fort. You know, that is often you know, listed as people's or among people's favorite sets of all time, and there's not another photograph of it in this section, I don't think, other than, you know, that picture at the back of this photograph here. But, you know, of course, we've got these Lego family trees that we keep seeing. Great articles from Daniel Konstanski. We're cruising along. Here we go. Archlug. This is an article with some Q&A from Alice Finch about Archlug from Seattle, Washington. Cool stuff there. And this, I turned this page and went like, oh my goodness, look at that beautiful picture. And this is just an article about photographing your spaceships and some techniques you can use to, you know, eliminate the backdrop that you photograph against and include some, you know, really interesting space elements. And this is cool because these photographs show, you know, the before and after images of some of these portraits. We've got the classic space minifigures here, and it shows, you know, some of the supports that they used, and they took one photo with the yellow guy on the supports, and then they pulled him out and took another photograph, and then they were able to blend those two photographs together, you know, using, I'm sure, like Photoshop. Okay, cruising on. 10 years of great ideas. Again, I love ideas. I can't talk about it enough. Like, I want to go get them all. This shows us every single one from 2010 through now. Oh man, it's even another page to get us to now. Oh boy. And it's just beautiful stuff. Amazing stuff. I could talk about Lego ideas all day long. We got a build guide here for Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow in sort of brickhead form. Good looking stuff there. And then we got some MOCS. Looks like a storybook. Ship. We got some. Oh, this is actually what this is. I just remembered. This is actually talking about some techniques that can be used with flexible elements, right? So we get some different, you know, different things that you can do using some of the more flexible elements. All right, cruising on. Now we've got MOCS. We've got this Niffler on top of, I think this is probably the suitcase. Yeah, Newt Scamander's case, or I guess the alternate case. Oh, and then this hot dog stand here in Block's MOCS. This is beautiful to me. I just love everything about this. The yellow and the white and the red, this sort of iconic, you know, drive-in sort of look. 1950s is, you know, what this sort of screams to me. We've got, of course, the guy in the hot dog uniform. That makes a lot of sense there. Some really cool looking MOCS in here. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, if I can turn the page. Look at this. A little bit more about, you know, Q&As with mock builders and some neat looking things here. Some upcoming Lego events. We get a little bit, we're moving on. We're so close to the end here. Just a couple more items. Again, as always, Block's Brictionary, great resource for new people to the AFOL community. And then we end up here with a Brick Wife article, and it looks like we get some Star Wars in next month's edition. So that's Blocks Magazine for December 2018. If you want to know more about this magazine, check it out at www.blocksmag.com. If you want to watch awesome LEGO videos every day, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to Beyond the Brick. Until next time, thanks for watching.